Olivia Phillip. Olivia, where'd you grow up, dear?
I grew up in Leeds, which is the north of England.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, but then I moved to London when I was 19, 2009.
Did you go to musical theatre school there?
I went to musical theatre school in Blackpool, which is like...
That's the name of a TV show, isn't it? Blackpool? Anybody?
No, Blackpool's not the nicest part of England or the world, but we went to a really great college, yay, full Winstons.
And then when did you make your quote-unquote West End debut?
I made my West End debut in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where we actually sung MacArthur Park, so that was...
Oh my God, you sang MacArthur Park.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the difference between West End and Broadway. So first of all, this crazy money difference, right?
Yeah.
How much? It's like 50%
Well,
less or something, isn't it?
the thing is, equity, it's not compulsory to be equity in the UK.
So meaning the union. So you could just do a West End show and not be in the union.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the membership rate is something like 20% in England. Wow. Therefore, if like those 10 people in the whole of the West End say, we're going to strike, we're not getting paid enough money, they're like, bye, you're fired. Like, you just have like no power there. So on Broadway, it's compulsory to be, if you're doing an equity contract, you have to be an equity member. Therefore, like, you can have, there's some pull, there's some negotiation.
Yeah, you could set a limit for something.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not in the union in the West End if they actually do West End show. They don't have to
I wasn't in the union for my first year in the West End. During Priscilla, I was not in the union, and then the second year was kind of speaking to people about it and complaining. You know, we're underpaid, we're overworked, with this, that, and the other. And they were like, "Well, are you part of equity?" And I was like, "No." We're like, "Well, join." So I did. I joined, and have been a member ever since. And now I'm American equity.
Okay, so what's the difference between you did Priscilla at London, and what are the other West End shows you did?
I did Ghost the Musical and The Book of Mormon.
Oh, she did a lot of hit shows there. So what made you want to leave the West End when you were doing so well?
I'd always had this thing. I always wanted to be on Broadway. Like, when I was little, I was like, I want to be on Broadway. Not like the West End. I did want to do the West End, don't get me wrong, but Broadway, for me, and I think for a lot of people in England, we put it on a pedestal. I noticed here that people...
As you should. Continue.
But I've noticed here that other people in America are often like, yeah, but you did the West End. And it's kind of like...
the West End seems so cool.
Right.
It's British.
Right. But for me, it was always Broadway. And then I came here for the first time 3 years ago and was like walking through Times Square and I was like, I'm going to be on Broadway. And then here I am.
How did you, because I've had friends that have come over from overseas and it's really difficult to be allowed to work on Broadway because you have to get sponsored by people, right?
I got a green card, so you have to, I am officially an alien of extraordinary ability in the arts, which is lovely.
So people had to vouch for you.
Right, so you have to get like, collect all your press, you have to get letters from notable people in the entertainment industry, and like, they mean like notable, it says like, e.g., Grammy Award winners, like Emmy Award winners, and then I'm like, okay, yeah.
How did you find those people?
Well, luckily I'd done the shows that had been written by great people, like Book of Mormon written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and then Ghost the Musical was written by Bruce Joel Rubin, and I'd worked with all these people, and Dave Stewart, yeah. So luckily I had worked with these people, and...
She means luckily.
And, like, thankfully they vouched for me. I've got a funny story about it. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, of course, dear.
So... I had asked Bruce Joel Rubin, who wrote Ghost the Musical, to write me a reference, and he was like, of course I'll do that. So he wrote this wonderful thing, and I sent it off to my lawyer, and she came back to me and she said, look, Olivia, the letter's great, but we need a few changes. Can you send this over to Bruce and get him to change it and send it straight back? So I was like, sure. Didn't read the changes. I just pressed forward, sent it to Bruce. Hey, Bruce, please, can you change this? I get a reply, like the day later, saying, hi, Olivia. As wonderful as you were playing the role of Oda Mae Brown, I'm afraid I cannot say you were better than Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, my God!
And I was like, oh, I didn't say that. I would have never asked that. Like, I just got too excited.
God.
Yeah.
So what was it like playing a lead on the West End? Is it sort of, now that you're in the ensemble on Broadway, you're like, I'm in the clunky ensemble. I had a big lead on the West End.
Hey, not at all. No. I covered Oda Mae. I didn't play it.
But you went on.
I went on, yeah. I have the utmost respect for us as ensemble members. Like, I've been a swing, I've been in the ensemble, I've played a part, I feel like I've got a good idea about what goes on with everything. Like, all I know is that in this show, in Hot Stuff, we make 6 or 7 quick changes,
the fastest changes
whilst singing,
you've ever seen on Broadway.
whilst singing crazy harmonies and like trying to do a double pirouette.
No, really, actually, that's my favorite part is the opening number because we're doing hot stuff and it's supposed to be this big casino opening. So there are all these people coming to the casino, but we don't have that. We don't have an enormous chorus. So everyone is changing costumes constantly to make it look like these people are floating. So they'll enter, they'll cross the stage, do a quick change, run around the other side of the stage, keep entering. And I'm back there in my wetsuit that I do at the beginning. But it's so fun to watch. Olivia's right next to me. She's making all these quick changes, but she's completely hunched over while they're like taking off all of her clothes, and she's like hot stuff, like literally, like completely, like I mean, but fully committing to her harmony. But I'm telling you, like shoes being ripped off, bra being taken out, hot stuff. Like it's amazing because her mic's on backstage for her to do the harmony. So I'm so impressed by that.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mishap you've ever witnessed on the Broadway?
I've ever witnessed or been part of.
I'm not on Broadway. I'm sorry. You ever experienced doing shows?
During tech rehearsal, we were running hot stuff.
Oh, you mean our show?
In this, can you remember? And we're doing the dancer. There's me and Catherine dancing around Roger Bart, and I was like, "Oh, my dress feels loose. It's fine. Carry on, carry on, carry on." Nudity, like on stage.
I saw Roger smiling. I didn't know why.
Tits were in his face.